Welcome back everyone to the Crypto Rain channel. I'm your host Jay Murph, and today we will be talking about what is going on in the crypto markets as well as Cardano. We will be talking about some of the other major influences going on in today's market. So first let's start off at Cardano. Now, love Cardano. Let me just move this so it's better to see. Okay, so what do I see happening with this? Well, it is absolutely doing some phenomenal things that are very exciting, right? So it ended up going right where we predicted that it would go up this extent here. Now, who knows what this is going to do in the coming 3 or 4 months? But I feel pretty strong about what it's going to do in the coming 12 months. Now, I don't see this coming like massively down unless the crypto market in general suffers some big hits for some reason. Maybe US, China, and India all ban crypto at the same time or something. And in which case, people would have some fear going on and they would liquidate some positions. Will that happen? I don't know. I think the Biden administration has a lot of people involved with it and close to it that have huge ties to the crypto space, so I don't think that'll happen. India, who knows? They ban crypto like every 6 months, or a different form of trying to ban crypto every 6 months. China, same thing. With that said, though, let's get into Cardano. Is this realistic that my price prediction of $17? Probably that's low, and I'll tell you why. So earlier today, I was doing a transaction, and I bought Polkastarter. Now this is an incubator that's going to be on the Polkadot chain, and really is an incubator for Polkadot related things that are coming up. I mean, we can check out Polkastarter. So, and they have all these pools that you can, if you have some Polka starter tokens, you can try to get into, and you get very small allocations, but some of these do tremendous returns. So 0.12 ETH, and it had 128 participants. And so some of these 10x or 20x or 30x, which is a great way for people to make fantastic money. And as they move this onto the Polkadot chain, which is their goal, it will go even better, because right now Ethereum fees are so expensive. I mean, that'll eat up 0.01 or 0.02 Ethereum just to send over that amount of Ethereum, which has me thinking, where are things going? So I bought some, I don't remember exactly the point, but I'm more than a double from where I bought it at. So I put 5 Ethereum in, and so I just took out 5 Ethereum so that I got my initial capital back. Even though I think it probably has further to run, it's never a bad idea to get your initial capital back on the riskier projects. So that way you can let the rest just ride. The reason it had me thinking about Cardano as I did this transaction is I paid a $14 approval fee and then a $50 transaction fee. Wow. And we're not even crazy. We've had only a few new entrants to the crypto market, like a few. And so we've had some massive run-ups, but the masses that will be coming later this year haven't even come. And look at where Ethereum fees are. So if you just think about it, some of you weren't around in 2017, but I remember Bitcoin transactions going to $30, and I remember Ethereum transactions going from $20 to $40, and it was craziness. And we're already there with the Ethereum transaction fees, and I don't see any massive relief coming yet. So that problem is not going to solve itself, and ETH 2.0 realistically is too far away to solve that problem in the short term. So what is that going to cause? Well, I'm going to show you what small transaction fees look like again. And that is going to be such a breath of fresh air that you will have masses that have been in crypto for a long time, and some of the new ones, flowing in to where the transaction fees are acceptable into projects that have good smart contracts and have smart contract capabilities. And I think Cardano will be coming online, not only with their Goguen launch and the technology behind that, but with some projects that are already building on Cardano, and they're waiting for these things to come to finish some of what they're doing, as well as Cardano building their own ETH bridge to try to help projects that are on Ethereum be able to move over to the Cardano chain, that I think there will be a mass exodus into Cardano from Ethereum. Now, I love Ethereum. They have changed the world. I just don't think that they're in a place where they can get to where they need to be fast enough for this bull run. So let me show you what small transaction fees look like. Now, this is OneSwap.finance. It's built on the OneChain network. And OneChain is a project that I have watched very closely. I have watched it closely and loosely depending on the time. But one of my viewers brought my attention to OneSwap that's built on OneChain. And I'll show you what great small transaction fees look like again, because many of us have forgotten, because most farming is all done on Ethereum right now. Now there's a little bit moving to like layer 2 solutions like Matic and other things, which provides a lot of relief. But OneChain has always built itself to be cross-chain compatible and be able to talk or bridge between one chain to another. And here's this isn't even the OneChain team. These are some of the people in the OneChain community that have built some bridges so that you can swap or bring EOS over to OneChain, Ethereum over to OneChain, Link over to OneChain, Uniswap over to OneChain, USDC, USDT, and they also have a wrapped WON on their own chain. You can also bring Bitcoin over here. So do you see how easy it's going to be if they already have this to be able to bring over other ERC20 tokens, bridge them onto OneChain, so that then you can farm or trade at reasonable fees. And let me show you how reasonable these fees are. There's not something I really want to buy with my OneChain right now. You know what? Take that back. Let's go ahead and buy some Bitcoin, just because I think Bitcoin's on a run, and it might have a pullback, but then I think it will bounce off some resistance and continue. If we're to look here, it broke out. Now what happens often is it comes up, oh my gosh, it's going to go to the moon, and then it comes back and retests. Now this retest is critical because there is a slight chance it breaks back below and then continues in this pattern. But what often happens is it hits this resistance and then breaks above. So let's buy a little bit of wrapped Bitcoin. Wrapped is in on the OneChain network. And so we don't want to buy max. We just want to see what that is. And let's buy 1,000. I want you to see what these transaction fees look like. All right. So the liquidity provider fee is going to be 3 WON, and that's what they give to people who have they're the liquidity pool providers. But so this is going to have a little bit of a price impact. That's not too bad. These pools have been growing tremendously, but look at, oh my gosh, look at this. So OneChain is trading about 40 cents per one. So that's close to 1/1000th of 40 cents. Do you remember when Ethereum was like negligible and it was like a penny to use the network? Well, this isn't even a penny. And so literally this is negligible. Like you don't even have to worry about it. And so that's it. And look how fast this goes through. So it's pending. Now I remember days that Ethereum was like this, but almost nobody was using the Ethereum network because it was the middle of crypto winter. And a lot of people had left the crypto space. Since then, many of them have come back, but look at those kind of transaction fees. And I can come to farming here. And in fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to, actually, I need to go to pool, and I need to add liquidity. And I'm going to go to OneChain and wrap Bitcoin. I'm going to say max here. and I'm going to supply. Now this just adds a little bit to the share of the pool, but just look at, for farming, how cheap these transaction fees are, and how these kind of transaction fees on the Ethereum network are just completely unrealistic. Now, when they roll out ETH 2.0, hopefully that'll eventually bring transaction fees like this, which will help Ethereum survive, and I think Ethereum will survive. I just think this crypto bull run isn't going to be as good to them as it could be if they actually had reasonable fees. So look, I'm going to go to farming here, and I'm going to put this. Now, if you're unfamiliar with farming, I realize this can be confusing, and I apologize. For those of you who have farmed before, you realize how crazy low these fees are. Now, I don't know if WASP will be worth something. This is the governance token for this. So this transaction's pending. Right now, at the amount that I have in there, there we go. The amount that I have in there, that's how much WASP it is farming per week. And so you get some WASP as a reward, which is a governance token, and this amount of WASP is going to decrease how much they're paying out. It's just really high right now because it's the early days. You also earn a little bit of fees every time somebody makes they convert using the swap function, and you make a little bit of fees on that. So you earn kind of a secondary fee through through the WASP token, as well as a liquidity provider fee that gets taken out on every transaction. So I love OneChain. Some developers built this, which is fantastic, and it looks pretty good. The problem with farming is that there's been so many rug pulls. There's some ways that the developers can really, not really take out all the money, but in essence take out all the money. And so I've been super cautious on anything related to farming. There's only a few that I have used, even though some people have made ridiculously amazing good gains on some of the farming things out there. There's been so many that have ended up in total scams, and so it's something I'm very cautious about. This one, they're not from the OneChain team, but they have some direct relations to it, and so I'm being risky here. This could go to zero. A lot easier than Cardano could go to zero, or OneChain can go to zero. The money in here that have been deposited on this, it could more easily go to zero. If it doesn't and it continues to do well, likely this will be very good. But the whole reason I bring this up is I did do a video on OneSwap. I like it. It's risky, which means high potential rewards, also high potential risk of going to zero. But it's because of how low the transaction fees are. And with those low transaction fees, I want you to picture what things might look like in July. In, say, July, the bull market is going on a lot better, and Bitcoin is trading at, say, $80,000. Ethereum's maybe trading at $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000. And a lot more people are coming into the market because they see these massive gains. And so there's 2 to 3 times of people getting involved in crypto than what we're seeing now, and Ethereum fees are $200 or $300. And Cardano is launching with capabilities of people bringing their farming projects and their other projects off of the Ethereum network onto something with fees like this. Do you see how attractive that's going to be? And you see how there will be a mass exodus of people from the Ethereum chain onto something like Cardano. Doesn't that make sense? Now, I don't have a magic wand. I don't even have a crystal ball. But that makes perfect sense to me. And I see a lot of these projects fleeing over there because it's so much cheaper. I mean, let's look at INJ. This is one I did a video on that has done absolutely tremendous. This is the one I pulled out some money too early on, actually. It's done tremendously since then. I just needed to free up some capital. But INJ, I mean, one of the big ways you can buy it is on the Ethereum chain through Uniswap. There are other ways to get it, but they are an area I'm very excited about, which is derivatives trading. And so really one of the first that have really hit this is the Synthetics network, and then Synthetics has a really, really high market cap in the billions already. And so INJ's market cap is relatively low compared to that, but it has had a massive run. Might even continue, but I was buying at $1.70. When it hit around $4, I sold half of what I had. And then as it continued to go up, I needed to roll some profits into another project. So unfortunately for me, I liquidated all this below this $8 price. And it's since gone up to $12.50. But right now, this is Ethereum based, and that's really going to hold it back from growing. In fact, a lot of companies. So enter Cardano, offering a bridge to the Cardano network, helping these platforms move from Ethereum to Cardano, because Ethereum gas fees will be so ridiculous. I just see this mass exodus. Now, my prediction of $17, I believe it's higher. I think it's $22 to $34, and I realize that market cap is crazy. Let's look at what that market cap is. Okay, so right now it's in 6th place, ranked number 6 on CoinGecko, and the market cap is 17 billion. Let's pull out the calculator. So if at 54 cents it were to go to $20, that is 40x from here, roughly. It's a little under 40x. So let's time this market cap by 40x. 17 point, I'm going to say, okay, 17,366. Then roughly 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 17 billion times 40. Wow. That market cap is crazy high. That's almost $1 trillion. Let's look at where Bitcoin is at right now. Higher than that. Okay. So, do I see this as possible? Yes. Look at this market cap here of Ethereum. Ethereum's just a little under 3x of where this bigger number would be. So Ethereum's at a market cap of 192 billion. And I think it's going to go higher. Think of Ethereum, if it just hits like 5,000, then it's going to be a market cap near this. Yeah, I think Ethereum will continue to go up, but as those transaction fees go crazy, and somebody's coming in with a very good platform, with a very good ETH bridge, I think it's going to start siphoning this off, and I think Cardano passes up Polkadot, pass up XRP, pass up Tether, and is neck and neck with Ethereum. That's what I see happening. Now, my crystal ball doesn't work, but that makes perfect sense to me, especially after paying just today. We're not even close to the craziness, but it cost me that $12 approval fee and then a $50 transaction fee to trade on Uniswap. Man, and we're going to see a lot more craziness from here when those transaction fees are $300, and that completely prices out a lot of new entrants into crypto and being able to trade. Now, if you have tens of thousands of dollars and you're trading those kind of numbers on Uniswap, $300 transaction fee for a $20,000 trade isn't that big of a deal. But a $300 transaction fee for a $300 trade, yeah, it's completely undoable, and people will be fleeing into things like OneSwap and the fees here, and this will continue to come online. I think OneChain has a great future. They came out right time, right place with this, that it's got some room to grow, but I really use this as an illustration of showing you where low transaction fees are going to siphon off from Ethereum, because those transaction fees are going to be absolutely crazy. Guys, thanks for joining me. If you do have some tokens that you're in love with, I want to hear about them, but I need 3 things from you. I need what the ticker symbol is, I need what the current market cap is, and most importantly, I need to know what you love about it. And tell me in as much detail as possible what you love about it. If you do those 3 things, I will take a look at it. If I love it, I will review it. If I hate it, I might review it. If it's just mediocre, I might bring it up or talk about it at some point. I might not, but some of the ones that I have invested in and even done videos on have come from you guys. I realize there's a ton of smart people out there ton even smarter than me, and you guys have some really, really good insight, and I appreciate hearing those. I know you just don't have the time to create a YouTube channel yourself, but it's not that you aren't capable of it. You just make really high dollars with what you're doing or whatever. And so I appreciate you sharing those thoughts with me, because if I like it, I will do a video on it. And with that said, thank you guys. If you do subscribe to the channel and we get high enough subscribers, that is going to help me be able to bring on really good guests. And that was the whole reason I started this channel, was the idea was be able to get Charles Hoskinson to come on, although him less so much. Not that I don't love him, he's amazing. He does have YouTube channel, and he does talk about what's going on below the surface, but there are many projects where you don't get to hear from the development team, and you can't see easily what's happening below the surface. One of the biggest reasons I've been such a bull on Cardano, even when everybody was poo-pooing it, was because Charles Hoskinson was constantly filling us in on what was going on below the surface, and I knew those things would create some amazing functionality that would take it to amazing heights. And so it wasn't magic buying Cardano when everyone was fudding it and it was around 2 cents. You could look at what Charles was doing and it made sense. But most of the projects, you don't get to hear from the founders that much. They sit quietly working on things below the surface. They don't know how to market what they're doing, but they have really good products. And what I want to do is, when I have 10,000 or 20,000 subscribers or 50,000 subscribers, I can go to them and say, hey, I'd love to have you on. I want to talk to your lead engineer. I want to talk to your person in charge of this part. And I talk to them first and kind of feel out if they have something really going on well behind the surface. And if so, have them come on and share that with you guys. And in advance, let you know that the interview is coming up so you can submit to me your questions, because I know many of you have really good questions. So that's the whole vision of this channel and the reason I started it. So I thank many of you who have joined me in this venture in achieving that. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for helping me work towards hitting that end goal. Guys, I will see you soon. Bye.